My name is Prosper Ebelen Nanwa Olisa. I'm making this video to express how sad and how bad I feel over some people who have taken my father's properties at Ubo. Some years ago, I was called over my cell phone and someone asked me if I had or if my family has properties or landed properties at Ubo. I said yes. He asked me further if I know the boundaries. I said yes. He said I should come home and identify it. When I came home, he told me I should come up to the hall, Uruagu Hall, with a carton of malt. When I got there, I also saw other people, fellow brothers, who also owned properties in that Ubo. Now he asked me to mention the particular place. I mentioned Ufufe and also Ubo Morisa. He asked me to you may ask me who is this individual. That is Mr. Dennis Mozie, popularly known as Nze of Oba. He's my brother. And so he asked me about to identify these landed properties and identify them. Mention people that have boundary with me on the left, on the right, in front and behind, both at Ufufe and at Ubo. I mentioned all this. And then while I was mentioning, he was documenting it, he was writing it down. And at the end of the day, he was satisfied and he told me to go. When I went, after many months, my younger brother called me and said that sum of 500,000 naira was given to him. I said, for what? He said, until I come home. When I came home, he said that a committee has been set up to give people 500,000, those who came to identify their landed properties at Ubo. I said, why? I have not been called to negotiate the sale of my father's property with anybody. Why should 500,000 naira be given to you as a younger person instead of me? Because I was the one that called to come identify my father's properties, and I did. So if they want sale of any of such properties, they should have called me. Anyway, I'm collecting this money from you as an evidence. So I collected 250,000 naira from him as an evidence. That is to let you know that my properties had not been sold. Now, after some time, I got this document, which I've already uploaded to you. What is it about? That a committee, a set of people came together. I could see there Mr. ThankGod Mozie. I could also see Chibuzo Onyema. I could see Chiwuzie and many others. And then when I searched further, I discovered that there are people, that is the heads of kindred, that is the chairman of kindreds that signed, the youth leader that signed. And then when I asked further, how did it happen that as my father owned property, nobody invited me to negotiate any price with anybody? How is it that these properties were just taken away and, money was given to people like that? I was led to know that these properties were shared among the kindreds, that about 10 plots of land, or 10 plots of such land were given to the head, kindreds. That is to say, those who doesn't own any property at Ubo were given 10 plots of such land. Can you imagine that? And then the chairman, as at that time, were given some plots of land too. I inquired further and I learned that one of the chairmen, as at that time, did not agree to take anything. Even when he was offered money, he couldn't accept it because he said his conscience would not accept him taking what does not belong to him. Now, when we come to the matter in detail, how is it in anywhere in the world that somebody will take something that does not belong to him and give it to another person for such an individual to sign a document for him that he is the owner of such a property? Is it done anywhere? Now, in such fraudulent document, it is also written that Uruagu was, Uruagu wanted to fix their electricity or something like that. And then 100 plots of land was sold by Uruagu to these individuals. Now, who owns this 100 plots of land that was sold to them? Is it on whose account? Now, is it anywhere in Uruagu that Uruagu owns a property at Ubo belonging to Uruagu and not individual families? This is the truth. Uruagu does not own any property at Ubo belonging to Uruagu. Rather, indigenes of Uruagu, some indigenes, not everybody, some indigenes has these properties on their own as a family. Now, these properties was taken away. When this activity was going on, some of us rushed down to Osurago to go and find out what was happening. We were chased away. Some were beaten. Some were, deprived of entry. Only the youth were there with some arms and ammunition to hit anybody, to kill anybody, to beat anybody who dares to cross into that property. So we went back, and that gave them the privilege, the opportunity, the chance to, take over the whole of that very property and then bulldoze it, mark it out, sell as they want. And then today, we who are the owners of this property does not own anything, while they who does not own are now the right owners, selling at will, doing what they want. We who are the owners, the inheritance of such properties, are now going hungry, are now going poor, whereas those who does not have it are now going in affluence. This is fraudulence. So I am making this presentation to whoever is concerned to come to my aid and come to our aid, because families are crying, widows are crying, orphans are crying. Some people have died in high blood pressure as a result of losing this property. Some people have died as a result of high blood pressure, losing their properties into the hands of those who does not have the right to own them. So I'm making this presentation. Please come to my aid, come to our aid. Let our landed properties, that is still there, because the landed properties, the Ubo properties are still there. It didn't go to anywhere. If they have sold it, they have to return the money to those they sold to. To those they sold to, and return our properties to us. This is my stand. Nobody owns Ubo. Ubo is not, nobody, no Uruagu in general owns Ubo. Individual families. Molisa family owns Ubo, that is referred to as Ubo Molisa. Molisa has a property at Ufufe. My boundaries are there. When you check these documents that I wrote, you will see that I have boundaries with people. I will not mention them here, but when I'm called anytime, any day, I will mention those whose boundaries I have with. But for the abundance of doubt, I have boundary with Ike Lumo family. I have boundary with Okwafo family, just to mention but few. Now, this is my stand. Let my properties be returned back to me. Let our properties be returned back to us. Nobody negotiated the sale. Nobody negotiated the sale of this property to anyone mentioned in this document that I sent to you above. My name once more is Prosper Ebelena Nwa Olisa Uruagoba. Thank you.